Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Welcome dear students in suppository part 2, and today we are going to discuss methods of preparation of suppository and its evaluation. So I hope you remember suppository part 1. In that module we discussed about introduction to suppository, its advantages, disadvantages, suppository basis, ideal property of suppository basis, its classification. So all these things we studied in suppository part 1, and this is suppository part 2, and we will discuss method of preparation and evaluation part. So this is your learning outcome of this module. So dear students, as I told you, we are going to discuss about the methods of preparation of suppository. Okay, so suppository mold we have to discuss here. That suppository, as I told you, it is available in the different shapes and size and weight as per its use. Okay, so the mold, it plays an important role. The mold which is going to hold the suppository, that after the preparation of its mixture we are going to pour it into the mold for solidification. Okay, so mold used in the preparation of suppositories are made up of metal device. Basically they are with the different shapes as per the need. So it consists of 2 or more parts of which are joined with a screw. Okay, and inside it has a cavity made up of the cavity of the mold, which are made up of aluminum, brass, stainless steel, okay, and plastic also sometimes. So they have different capacities ranging from 1 gram to 2, 4 gram, 5 gram, and up to 8 grams. Now moving to methods of preparation of suppository, hand rolling method. Okay, this is a very old and a very simple method of suppository preparation, and it may be used only for few suppositories which is prepared with the help of with the use of cocoa butter as suppository base. Okay, and it has advantage of avoiding the necessity of heating the cocoa butter, because it is hand rolling it is, so it is rolled by using the hand, so no need to heat the cocoa butter. Okay, a plastic like mass is prepared by triturating the grated cocoa butter and the active ingredient in the mortar. Simple. So this is a very simple, very old method, and nowadays this method is not used for the preparation of suppository. But let's see the steps which are involved in hand molding. The very first step which is involved in hand molding, the drug and the other additives they are made into a fine powder. Okay, fine powder, and it is incorporated into the suppository base by kneading with it by trituration in a mortar. Okay, you have to take the mortar, okay, and the active drug and additives they are made in final powder powder form, and then it is mixed with the suppository base in a mortar. Then these masses are rolled into different shapes based on the required shapes with the presence of lubricants to prevent the adherence of the mass. Okay, then it is cut down in the desired shape, maybe rod shape, cone shape, or in different shapes. Now moving to the second method, it is fusion method. This method is fusion method. The melting the suppository base, dispensing or dissolving the drug in the melted base, then mixture is removed from the heat and it is poured into the suppository mold, and this is allowed to allow the melt to congeal and removing the formed suppository from the mold. Okay, so fusion method, basically this method what we are discussing is fusion method, right? So fusion method, what it says, again I repeat that melted suppository base, first you have to choose the suppository base. Okay, you have got the suppository base, you have to melt it. Okay, then dispersing or dissolving the drug which is your active ingredient which has got the therapeutic effect, you have to dissolve or disperse that drug into the melted base, and then the mixture is removed from the heat and poured into the simple suppository mold. Okay, and then it is allowed to congeal there, and then removing of suppository from the mold is the last step. Now fusion method can be used for all kind of suppositories, and it must be used, it is very common method also, and small scale molds are capable of producing 6 to 12 suppositories in a single rotation. Okay, single operation, and industrial mold produce the hundreds of suppositories per cycle in one operation. Now third method, we are moving to the cold compression method for suppository preparation. Okay, before that we discussed two methods, simple hand rolling method and fusion method. Okay, now this is third method which is cold compression molding. Now compression molding is a method of suppository preparation from a mixed mass of grated suppository base and medicament which is forced into a special compression mold using suppository making machine. The suppository base and the other ingredients are combined by thorough mixing. And now what happens? The friction of process causing the base to soften into the paste-like consistency. Okay, on a small scale the mortar and pestle may be used. Okay, but on the large scale mechanically operated kneading mixtures are used for the preparation by using this method, cold compression method. Now in the compression machine, when the suppositories are to be prepared for on large scale, the suppository mass is placed into a cylinder which is then closed. Now the pressure is applied from one end to release the mass from the other end into the suppository mold or die automatically. Okay, this is for large scale preparation. And when the die is filled with the mass, a movable end plate at the back of the die is removed, and when the additional pressure is applied to the mass in the cylinder, the formed suppositories are ejected. Okay, so this is cold compression method. Now during the formulation of suppositories, there are many problem arises, like water in suppository, hygroscopicity of suppository base, and incompatibility of drug and suppository base, and other additives also we use sometimes, a viscosity problem and brittleness. Upon cooling it becomes very it becomes highly brittle. Density, there is variation in the density sometimes, and volume contraction, lubrication of the mold. Sometimes some few of the suppository bases are very good lubricant itself, so and there are many suppository bases which lack lubrication. Okay, so the weight control and rancidity and oxidation of suppository bases during the manufacturing, and there are some certain problems which arises in the formulation of suppository. So therefore the formula is set up first, and then prior to the manufacturing the proper formula is checked for the incompatibility, for the raw material which are going to be used, their properties, so as to avoid any kind of manufacturing difficulty for suppository. So accordingly the remedial measures are adopted for the problems which I discussed, the problems like water in suppository, so the another alternative suppository bases are used. So likewise the remedial measures are adopted by the manufacturing chemist. Now we will move to the evaluation of suppository. So dear students, let me summarize this module. Till now in this module, what all things we discussed. We discussed the mold of suppositories. They are made up of stainless steel, plastic, and brass. Okay, so and they vary in the sizes, different sizes from 1 gram to the 8 gram weight suppository. So suppository mold, they basically hold the suppository. They are available in the different shapes and sizes. Okay, and then we discussed the methods of preparation. 3 methods we discussed: hand molding method, fusion method, and cold compression method. So 3 methods of suppository preparation we discussed, and the formulation difficulties which I listed few formulation difficulties of suppository, and accordingly the remedial measure is adopted to overcome such formulation difficulties. Now moving to the evaluation part. So this is very important for suppository, and dear students, for your exam point of view also, evaluation may be asked in the examination, so you have to discuss all these points which I am going to discuss. Okay, like melting range, okay, and softening time of suppository, breaking test, and weight uniformity, and disintegration dissolution, and content uniformity. So these are few evaluation parameters for suppositories. So very first we will take evaluation of suppositories. First, melting range. Okay, so melting range tests are performed to check the physical and absorption characteristics of each manufactured batch. Okay, so what is melting point? It is just a measure of the time it takes the entire suppository to melt when immersed in a constant temperature of 37 degrees centigrade water bath. Okay, so the micro melting range test is the melting range measured in capillary tubes for the fat base only. Now melting point determination. How to determine the melting point? Melt the suppository rapidly at a room temperature, not more than 1 degree centigrade above the point of complete fusion. Now insert one end of glass capillary tube into the melted substance so that the column of substance become 8 to 12 high rise into it. Now cool the tube to 15 degrees centigrade and maintain the temperature at 15 to 17 degrees centigrade and not less than for not less than 16 hours. Now next what you have to do is attach the tube to the thermometer in the heating vessel containing water at 15 degrees centigrade so that the lower end of the column of the substance is 30 mm below the surface of water. Now heat the water with the constant stirring so that the temperature rises at a rate of 2 degrees centigrade per minute. Now the temperature at which the partially melted substance begins to rise in the tube is regarded as the melting point. So melting of suppository should not the melting point of suppository should not rise more than that which is given in the monograph of the drug. Okay, now the next method is softening time of suppositories. So this is equal to the control check which is carried out at temperature ranging from 35.5 to 37 degrees centigrade and can serve as a measure of its physical stability. The softening time. Physical stability means the suppository should be physically stable if it is exposed to the variant range of temperature and other environmental conditions. Okay, now softening time, the softening test apparatus, basically it is a U-tube partially submerged in a constant temperature water bath. Now, okay, a restriction on one side holds the suppository in place in the tube. A glass rod is placed on top of the suppository and the time for the rod to pass through the suppository is recorded as its softening time. Okay. Now, third test is a breaking test. The breaking test is a measure of breaking point of the suppository, which is the basically we measure the force that determines the fragility or the brittleness characteristics of suppository. The desired breaking point of suppository we check in this, and that maybe this parameter is very important to check because due to the various handling of suppository like production, packing, shipping. Okay, so patient in use handling, so it should be physically stable. So that is why this test has got its own importance, that breaking test has to be performed for suppositories. Now, how we are going to perform the breaking test? The apparatus which is used that consists of double wall chamber in which the test suppository is placed and water at 30 degrees centigrade is pumped through the double wall of the chamber, and the suppository contained in a dry inner chamber support a disc to which a rod is attached. Okay, now on the other hand of the rod, it consists of another disc to which the weights are applied. Okay, the test is conducted by placing 600 gram on the platform at 1 minute interval. So 200 gram weights are added and the exact weight at which the suppository collapse is taken as its breaking point. Next is dissolution and disintegration testing. Now, what are the conditions of dissolution and disintegration first? Okay, the in vitro testing for release rate of drug substance from suppository, it is a little difficult because of the melting of suppository base itself, deformation, dispersion into the dissolution media. So it is a little bit difficult to perform this in vitro test for suppository. So earlier how it was it used to carried out by the simple placing the suppository in a beaker containing a media in an effort to control the variation in mass and media interface. So to control the variation in the mass and the media interface, a wire mesh basket or a kind of membrane is used to separate it from the outer environment. Okay, outer environment means where we have got the dissolution media. Okay, so earlier we used to perform it in a very simple way, just dispersing the suppository in a beaker. Okay, but due to the inaccuracy in this kind of test, nowadays what is done, a wire mesh or a kind of membrane is used to separate the sample chamber from the reservoir. Okay, and next, the apparatus. The apparatus now let me explain you the apparatus, the structure of apparatus. A transparent sleeve of glass or a suitable plastic of height 60 mm with an internal diameter of 52 mm is used. A metal device consisting of two stainless steel discs, each of which contains 39 holes, each 4 cm in diameter. So there are two discs having 39 holes in each, separated by 4 mm distance. Okay, the diameter of the disc, which is closely similar to the internal diameter of the sleeve. Now discs are separated by the distance of 30 mm. Okay, now the metal device is attached to the outer sleeve by the means of 3 equally spaced hook. Okay, so it's a kind of assembly having two metal discs having the different 39 holes in each metal disc, and which is separated by 30 mm distance, and it is a kind which is holded by a spaced hook. Okay, now place the suppository on the lower perforated disc of metal device and then insert the device into the cylinder and attach this to the sleeves. Now the same operation is repeated for the two suppositories. So the metal device and the sleeves. Okay, metal device and with the sleeves. Now what next we have to do, place each piece of apparatus in a vessel containing at least 5 liters of water at 37 degrees centigrade temperature and fitted with a slow stirrer by means of holding the top of the apparatus 90 mm below the surface of water. Okay, this I am describing the entire assembly. Okay, and after every 10 minutes, invert each apparatus without removing it from the water. Now how we are going to interpret the result? So if the disintegration is complete or not, how we are going to check? So when the molded suppositories are completely dissolved. So one thing, it is completely dissolved. Second thing, dispersed into its components and have become soft. Disintegration occurs in not more than 30 minutes for the fat based suppository, and for water soluble suppository the disintegration occurs in not more than 60 minutes. Okay, and the result which we have got for after the evaluation of the suppository should lie within the standard limits. So this is how the disintegration of dissolution of the suppository is performed. So it is a it is a bit longer one. So dear student, just go through, just read it carefully just go through it and try to understand and imagine the entire assembly in your mind, that the assembly is how it is, how it looks like. Okay, so that it will be easier for you to describe the entire method without just by hearting it. Okay, just explain it in your own words, that how it has to be performed. Okay, the next evaluation parameter is uniformity of weight. So how you have to perform? Take 20 suppositories, weigh 20 suppository individually. You have to take 20 suppository randomly from a batch and you have to weigh it individually, determine its average weight. Not more than 2 of individual weight should deviate from the average weight more than 5% and none deviates by more than 10%. So this is how the uniformity of weight is done for suppository. The next evaluation parameter is content uniformity test. You have to take 10 suppository, determine the active ingredient of each of the 10 suppository by using a suitable analytical method. If not more than one of the individual value thus obtained is outside the limit, that is 15% of the average value, and none of them is outside the limit, that is 25% of average value. This is content uniformity. And repeat the test by using another 20 suppository taken randomly. Okay, if out of 30 suppositories shows not more than 3 individual value are outside the limit of 15% of average value and none is outside the limit of 25% of the average value, then the test is okay. Otherwise this test is failed and it is recommended for the repetition. Assay of active content. So dear students, assay the official limit of active content is from 95 to 105%. Okay, in case of glycerol suppository. So the assay is performed by dissolving the number of suppository equivalent to 8 gram of glycerol in 50 ml of water and then quantity sufficient to produce 250 ml. Now take 5 ml of this solution and 150 ml of water and 0.25 ml of bromocresol purple solution and add 0.1 molar NaOH to neutralize the blue color of indicator. Now add 1.6 gram of sodium metaphenolate and allow to stand for 15 minutes and titrate it with 0.1 molar NaOH to same blue color. Okay, so each ml of 0.1 molar NaOH is equal to 0.0091 gram of glycerol. So this is the standard method I discussed, okay, for the assay of active ingredient. Okay, now testing the effects of handling the product. The test to test the effect of handling the suppository in the field. Suppositories are often shipped by the desired transport facility to the various areas of the country and then it is tested physically, occasionally chemically, and for chemical and for physical stability. Now the last topic of the evaluation is its general appearance. When it is cut longitudinally, the internal and the external surface should be same. So this is the last evaluation parameter which will tell us that the suppository is manufactured in a very it's manufactured in a proper way. So all the evaluation parameters we discussed. So dear students, that's all for evaluation of suppository. These are the references. Just go through from the references. Now summarizing this module. This module we discussed about method of preparation and evaluation of suppository. 3 methods we discussed: fusion method, cold compression method, and one more method we discussed is hand rolling method. 3 methods and various evaluation parameters: content uniformity we discussed, melting point, how to determine the melting point, and disintegration test, and how to perform the batch variation analysis. So all these evaluation parameters we discussed for suppositories. I hope you have enjoyed this module. Just go through from this module, because the evaluation parameters are little they need you need to understand them, so then only just read them twice or thrice, then only you will come to know that what exact procedure is involved in the evaluation of suppositories, and it will come like a major question in the examination, because the evaluation parameters are quite lengthy, but not very difficult to learn and remember. So dear students, stay tuned for more videos, and thank you so much for watching this video.